Hello everyone. We are back here in the kitchen with our St. John's wort, and I am going to show you how to do a warm infusion to make St. John's wort infused oil that you can then turn into salves or balms, or you can just use the oil topically as just the oil itself. So what we have here is a few inches of water in a pot that we are going to bring to a simmer, and we are going to take a glass bowl and place it on top of a pot of water. Now you do not want the water to touch the bottom of the bowl, but you do want the bowl to fit snugly around the rim. What we are doing is adding organic olive oil into the bowl, and we are going to add our herbs, and we are going to let them steep for a few hours until the medicine has been extracted from the plant, and then we will go ahead and then bottle it that we can use for a later date. So to begin, what we have to do is you want to use the smaller, you want to use all the flowers and the flower buds and the leaves. Now you can either sit here and peel off every stem, or what I do is I peel off these smaller side branches, and you can just peel the leaves back like this, and they will strip right off the stem. But for these top parts, I usually pop these flower heads off, or if you want, you can take this whole bunch and group it up like this and chop it with scissors into your bowl. You will get some stem by doing it that way, which is fine. But you really don't want a lot of that stem material because the medicine is really in the flowers, in the buds, and the leaves. Now some of these tender, smaller stems will probably have some of the chemicals in them, but you want to try and avoid using these bigger, thicker stems. Okay, so we have 4 ounces of our St. John's wort and our 2 cups of cold pressed organic olive oil on a double boiler over here on a nice simmer. And now what I want to do is we're going to go ahead and chop these flower buds up and really expose as much to the surface area as we can. That way it's really able to draw out as much of the medicine as possible out of the flowers here. So really all I do is take a pair of scissors and go through and chop them up. So I will do that, and we will go to the next step. Okay, now we have it chopped up fairly good here. You can see everything's pretty small bits, and we are just going to go ahead and dump this in to our oil. And we're give it a good stir. Make sure all the oil, all the herbs are covered. Sorry about the camera work here. Not easy with one hand. So we just get this all really covered. Get your oil to cover everything really good. And just make sure it's all down in there. Okay. Let's balance that out. And there you go. So we're going to go ahead and let this simmer for 2 to 3 hours. And you're going to keep a close eye on the water level to make sure that, you know, you have a good amount of water in there, a couple inches. And basically just heating it with the steam on the bottom of the bowl, that way it doesn't heat up too fast. You want to do this at a very low temperature. And just let the herbs infuse into the oil, and that will give you your medicine. And you can then churn this oil into salves or balms, or you can make lotions with other ingredients. You can mix this with other herbs that have been or other oils that have been infused with herbs to make it an even stronger medicine. But we will get more into that later. Just want to give you guys the idea of how the process is made into herbal infusions. So we're going to let this simmer, and once it's done, we'll come back and we'll drain it into some bottles and squeeze as much as we can out of the herbs with a press and bottle it up. Alright guys, I have my St. John's wort infused oil over here going, and so I have a little bit of the flowers left, so I'm going to show you how we make a tincture. So I got some more of the St. John's wort, and what we're going to do is the same as with the oil. We're going to strip off as much of the leaves and the flower heads as possible, and we are going to pack them loosely into this jar. You want to get the flowers up to about where it curves, and then we're going to top it off with some vodka, 100 proof vodka, and we are going to cap it and store it for 6 weeks, and then we will drain the herbs out. So I'll go ahead and pull all the leaves and the flower buds off here and pack them into the jar, and we are going to fill it with vodka. Okay, so we have our St. John's wort chopped up, and go ahead, pour vodka on it. And all we want to do is go ahead and get that covered, bring it up right to the shoulder, and that's it. We are going to cap that. You can already see it's turning red down there at the bottom. Almost instantly starts changing colors. Within a couple hours, that will be pure red. Pretty cool effect that the tincture and the oil has. The oil takes a little bit longer, but there you have it. And now we will cap it tight, date it, and store it in a dark, cool place for 6 weeks, and let the medicine infuse into the vodka. And then we will take it out and put it in tincture bottles. We'll strain it, squeeze it through a press, extract as much of the medicine out of the herbs as possible, and put it in tincture bottles and label them and date them. And then we could store those for up to, I believe, 5 or 6 years. The medicine will be good for. There you have it.